Hey everybody, welcome to our webinar. We're going to give everyone a few minutes to get logged in and we'll begin shortly. So thank you for your patience this time. Go ahead and get a cup of water to drink and get ready to learn some great information about customer service with Dynamics. And for those just joining us, we are giving everybody just a couple minutes to get logged in and get comfortable. So we'll begin here shortly. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to say thank you for joining us today as we talk about driving a superior customer experience using Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service. During our session, we'll cover the following topics, including customer service in the modern world, collaborative features within Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service, in which we'll have a quick showcase, and how Synoptech can help with your implementation of a customer service solution. These webinars are designed to be interactive and to help us better understand our audience. So we'll be periodically asking a few poll questions, and we encourage everyone to participate. Our first question of the day is going to be, have you used Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service as a customer or an agent? So while you're responding, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Greg Luttrull. I'm a functional CRM lead here at Synoptech. My goal every day is to provide our clients with a solution that fits their business needs. I've been within the Dynamics community now for almost 10 years, and I'm excited to be with you here today. The first thing that we should cover is a base understanding of customer service in today's world. Grasping how companies approach customer service can tell you a lot about them, and understanding your average consumer habits will give you an advantage over your competitors. Companies with customer service mindsets drive revenue as much as 8% higher. And we've also seen that 84% of consumers use web search engines or mobile apps to find answers, as they do value their time. Customers today don't want to spend 15, 20, or even 30 minutes on the phone listening to elevator music, waiting for a rep to answer your phone. So providing a customer service focused solution gives those customers the tools they need at the edge of their fingertips. 96% of customers are saying that customer service is important in their choice of brand loyalty. How many of you decided not to fly a popular airline or stay at a specific hotel, shop at a certain store because of an instance of poor customer service? I'm willing to bet almost everybody has a customer service story. Now, customer service certainly benefits consumers, but it also benefits employees. And we're seeing an increase in employee engagement by nearly 20% when companies have initiatives that improve customer service. Now, it's no secret, consumers who have utilized a customer service portal or solution to find answers report higher levels of customer satisfaction. I know plenty of people personally who do not enjoy picking up the phone. So companies that utilize chat queues or support portals certainly carry a special place in their heart. All in all, the biggest benefit of a customer service focus is an increase in brand loyalty. Consumers are willing to repeat purchase up to 5 times more over a company with, say, poor customer service. So I understand we have some results coming in from our poll, and it looks like there's 80% of you that have not used Microsoft Dynamics 365, either as a customer or an agent. So that's a pretty big number. So that's exciting to show you something you might not have seen before. And for those that have seen it, that 20% that I might have utilized this from one aspect or another, we're going to be talking about a piece of functionality that is pretty cool and pretty new to Dynamics. Over the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of implementations, and that's the customer self-service portal. So let's talk about how customer service tools help drive better customer experiences with a four-leaf Clover approach. First, it allows us to personalize the customer experience by leveraging customer data. Companies that utilize logins and authentication services give their customers a head start when requiring assistance. No more having to fill out your name, your address, phone number every time you need to troubleshoot a problem. Secondly, these tools empower service agents to focus on the bigger issues and devote time to those needier customers. If we think about tiered support, tier 1 is going to cover all of your standard issues like updating a password or figuring out to restart a device. That could obviously those could fix your issues a lot quicker. We're talking about our basic problems that you're encountering. Now, if you're having an abnormal problem, you're dealing with tier 2, like you have a locked out account or something that requires a little bit more research. Implementing a customer service tool empowers your customer service team to focus more on your tier 2 issues because you're giving your customers that tier 1 support without devoting a person to that. Thirdly, we can optimize customer service experiences by providing actionable insights to the customer as well as the agent. So we know there's tons of information out there, but sometimes it's hard sifting through the 28 million results you may get when looking for that one solution. So utilizing a customer service tool, you can provide these knowledge articles that are specifically designed to the product provided. And lastly, customer service tools provide collaborative forums for customers to share information. So it's always a good feeling to know you're in good hands when working with a company. We're providing a safe and secure place for customers to interact with one another, and that increases your brand loyalty. It increases your potential for new business amongst referrals. And it gives customers a way to interact directly with a company, providing not only valuable feedback, but the potential for some product enhancements. This brings us to the customer service tool that I believe gives you all of those benefits, and that's Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service. This product, otherwise known as CRM, or more recently customer engagement, CE for short, is a software as a service application that is centrally hosted by Microsoft in the cloud. No more servers, no more complex database requirements, and it really offers seamless end-to-end customer experiences with a single solution built to deliver consistent connected supports across all your channels. This is an AI-powered, proactive, delivery-driven, all-in-one solution. So let's talk about a real-life case. In 2020, a leading global airline, they have over 10,000 employees, implemented Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service. And utilizing their all-in-one solution, we were able to provide them with excellent communication and swift response time. And they were able to answer, approximately 96% of their questions in a given day. Their customers were given all their information within a single point of contact instead of being passed around, from rep to rep, trying to find the right answer. And we were getting those customer wait times down to only 2 minutes. I mean, can you imagine trying to contact, an airline and, getting that hold time saying it's going to be 5.5 hours? Because I know I have, so, these companies are really putting a focus on their customers. And, because we live in this, global focus, people are traveling from all over the world. Microsoft Dynamics, has a really robust language support. So, people all over the world are going to be able to communicate with you through that language support. And again, this isn't just a customer benefit. Employee satisfaction was increased as they empowered, their employees with the right tools to get those jobs done. And utilizing, reports and the analytics that we have available, supervisors could even identify which agents were doing really well, which agents, might need a little bit more training, and we can understand a little bit about caseload. So if somebody, had, 10 or 15 cases and we had another rep that maybe had 3 or 4, we can shuffle that load, and that lightens the load for the other employee while also giving your other rep the ability to learn a bit more. So there's tons of benefits there. Now, as you can see in the graphic here below, there's a ton of benefits, ton of functionality within Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service. And unfortunately, we just don't have the time to cover them all, but we at least wanted to show you how comprehensive their business and technology platform is. This product was specifically designed for any company that requires customer support services. Its powerful functionality guides customers to the answers they seek, sometimes without human intervention or by connecting them with your most qualified agent for the task. Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service supports phone, email, chat, text messaging, community forums, video libraries, and many others. So we're going to look at just a few of these major features. Some of the ones I wanted to highlight. We have case management. So this provides a full view of the customer profile, the issue at hand, as well as the solution required. It gives an interactive experience. So we can see past case history. We can see available knowledge articles. We can, open up a lot of relevant information as it relates to not only the customer, but the issue at hand. Knowledge management. So providing those customers and agents with articles of information regarding those products or common troubleshooting steps. If your part of your business model supports contracts or service level agreements, we can work with those. Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service can handle those types of agreements and entitlements. And we also have the solution that provides customer interaction management. So the self-service portal, what we're going to be looking at a little bit later in today's session. This tool is something that I'm really excited about. I love providing these portals to our customers. It gives them, that excited feeling. And, we've had nothing but positive things to say about that portal. So utilizing tools like the Unified Services really gives these agents a full 360-degree view of the customer's profiles and interactions. All of our records within Dynamics carry a full timeline. And that timeline will show you your email messages, your phone calls, your appointments, any notes, attachments. You're really going to have the full picture at any given time. And this is not only helpful to understand your customers, but as you're collaborating amongst your team members, they'll be able to open the record and know exactly what's going on. So one of those main features I want to focus today is on that portal, and I want to highlight some of those functions from a portal perspective. So when a customer logs on to your portal, and you can see we have an image here, this is the base demo portal designed by Microsoft to give you the look and feel of what it might look like. They're able to see a few of these key functional areas. So the portal is a web-facing public website, that gives people the ability to work directly within your system. Now, you are in full control. You are exposing, a part of your system that allows a customer to interact directly with you. So think about a website you have with like a popular online retailer. And once you log in, you can see your order history, you can interact with customer service, you can read reviews of products. This self-service portal provided by Microsoft gives you a similar experience. So we've talked about knowledge articles. These are going to be published and maintained by your company. And when you're creating these knowledge articles, you are using keywords, you're using topics, and these will become exceedingly helpful when somebody logs on to figure out some information. Maybe they need a little bit of troubleshooting help. Maybe they want to just learn more about your products. Or maybe they accidentally threw away the user manual and now they need to come back and figure out how to do some configuration. Case management, again, it gives that customer the ability to view all their open cases. They can look at a history of their previous cases. And most importantly, it gives them the ability to open a new case. So just that functionality alone, we've seen high customer satisfaction rates, high employee satisfaction rates, the ability for a customer to just straight up go ahead and enter in case details, attach screenshots. You don't have to go through the preliminary questionnaires, when you're picking up the phone and making sure that you're catching them during business hours. You can submit a case at 3 o'clock in the morning if you wanted to, or 10 o'clock at night. You're not limited to the business hours and availability of a company anymore. And lastly, we'll look at the forums, and those give those customers the ability to interact with both you and other customers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next poll question. So do you use a customer self-service portal of any kind within your organization? Now, while you're answering that poll, you might be asking yourself, now, how would this solution fit within our current business model or needs? And that's the great thing about the Dynamics family and the Dynamics products. Do you want to capture sales data? There's a solution for that. Do you want to process leads and opportunities? Are we integrating document management solutions like SharePoint? This solution can do that. Do you have an existing ERP software? Are you an F&O customer, a BC, a GP? Are you competitor with Salesforce? Do you QuickBooks? If you have an ERP solution, there's a good chance that we're able to integrate it. And if it's within the Dynamics family, it becomes much simpler. But that's not to say that it can't be done. CRM is built with web APIs that allow us to connect to those outside systems using, integration tools, things you might have heard of, Scribe, Kingsway Soft. These are tools that we work with almost daily to connect systems together. And, that's working towards one, solution. And we find a lot of value there. If field service is required, so there's an entire solution, made by Microsoft that's devoted to work orders, booking resources, schedule boards. These can all be implemented at the same time. So, sales, field service, customer service, these make up the core products of customer engagement within Dynamics, and customer service is, at the heart of that. What we've seen over the years, not only personally, but, as a company with SnobTech, is there's always a path towards success when using Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service. So as we move into kind of the showcase, we're going to be taking a look at the self-service portal. So I went ahead and downloaded and installed the self-service portal into a demo environment of Dynamics 365. So all the content that we're about to see is going to be the out-of-the-box sample data. And, if you like what you're seeing and you want to maybe, get your hands dirty, look at an environment for yourself, certainly let us know. Understand that we can get you situated with a demo environment, not only more pointed to your business, but we can also talk to you about, potential free trials so that you can click around, familiarize myself, and really understand the product. So the first thing we're going to showcase here is the complete 360-degree view of the customer to an agent. And what we are seeing here is the hub that you would be logging into every day. So we're talking about, employee clocks in for the day, they sit down at their computer, they grab their coffee, and they open up Microsoft Dynamics for customer service. This is what they're going to see. So these solutions live in what are called hubs, and the hubs are the containers of the entities or tables of information required to perform your intended functions, which in this case is customer service. So on the left-hand side, we have our navigation. These are easily labeled locations for the types of records that you need to interact with directly. So, looking at the top, we can utilize things like coming back to our home page, which is going to be our dashboards. We can look at recent records. So any sort of records that you might have been looking at, they kind of look at, 10 to 15 of the more recent records, just as a quick shortcut. And then pinned records. So if you have a pretty difficult case that you're working that may require a couple of days, maybe a couple of research, and you don't want to necessarily have to navigate through the system when you can just create a simple shortcut. So having the ability to pin records is super helpful. So looking at the page that is on your screen, this is our dashboard and reporting page. This is the out-of-box customer service performance dashboard that displays all of our customers by origin. So looking at our pie graph here, this shows us graphical representation of all of our cases, whether they come in through Twitter or an email or by phone. So you can really understand your customer base a little bit more. And this helps drive some of those business decisions to understand, if, a lot of people are utilizing our Twitter, you may want to interact with Twitter more. You might want to put out a few more Twitter campaigns. So, these are those actionable insights, we mentioned, giving you those extra tools. The second one we're seeing here, we can see our cases by priority. So we can understand, who's got, some high priority cases. Maybe someone has too many high priority cases, so we can shuffle those around. Somebody may not have any sort of high priorities, because we want to make sure that our customers are taken care of. So just looking through this, we can really understand, how we can, spread out the love, with working with our customers. And lastly, we have, just all of our active cases. We can understand the type of cases that we're having. So again, if these are going to be a lot of technical problems versus functional problems versus just questions, we can have that type of information as well. So with our dashboards, we can have up to 6 charts or lists of data and as many dashboards as you need. So we can leverage date selection for an entire dashboard. You can, put out a week, at a month, quarter, year at a glance, whatever meets your needs. And a good thing about these charts and really reporting in general is that they're interactive. So as you can see with the pie graph, if you were to click on any one of these areas, so if you were to click on the email section of this pie graph, you would actually be able to update all of your graphs all at once. Every single other chart is going to update to show just those email related cases. And you can actually expand upon each chart. So by clicking on one of the icons at the top of each chart, you'd be able to look at the, the records associated with this chart. And by clicking on, say, the email section, it'll filter that down automatically. So you can just focus on those email cases as well. And I see that we have our poll results, and 100% use some or the other portal. And that's exciting. So, as we're looking through this portal, you can kind of compare side by side the benefits, the functionalities. There may be things in your portal that you like, and there may be things that are pain points. we can look at, what our portal has to offer and see, whether this might be a really good solution for you and improve upon. So now let's put on our customer hat. So we've logged into the portal and we're looking for a specific knowledge base. So in this case, we're looking for a support request. So this customer self-service portal knowledge base contains numerous support references. These are created by the company who have resolved issues for their customers, put out common troubleshooting tips. It's typically updated, over time, expanded upon, refined, just to ensure that both, your agents and your customers have full access to that required information. Any published articles can be segmented and categorized by the company, which helps when a customer is looking for specific information related to, the portal or support issues, for example. Now, remember, you are the one determining access. So, if you want to expose that knowledge base to the public, you can ensure that, anonymous access security in place. I just want to make a note of that, because we want to make sure that you're comfortable with what's out there. And we know that with company websites, we put a lot of information out there. So we can restrict or, allow based on your needs. As we can see here, we can see the view count on the knowledge base, how many times it's been opened. We can see the keywords at the bottom. So if we were to utilize the search functionality, if somebody typed in request, that would give us, this as an option saying, hey, are you talking about this support request knowledge base? And, I sure am. So I'll go ahead and open that up. I can print it for my reference. So if I want to go ahead and save a copy of that, I can go ahead and keep that there. All in all, this tool right here can save your customers time, and it could prevent them from, needing to pick up the phone, which, in turn could make them happier. And it's one less simplified case that your, tier one support is not having to deal with, allowing them to focus on those, bigger issues, those tier two cases. So now let's, look at it from the, agent's perspective. Creating knowledge-based articles in Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer service is pretty straightforward and simple. We're going to fill out the important information like the title, a quick description, and more importantly, those keywords. Those keywords help agents and customers alike find the articles they need when they need them. And we'll show you how that comes into play when we're dealing with case management. When it's time to define the content, we can utilize a few different tools here. So the first is just the basic designer. The designer tool gives us a Microsoft Word experience. So it's allowing us to update the fonts, attach images or hyperlinks, create the tables. Here in our example, you can kind of see what that would look like. The second tool is the HTML tab. And as you might have guessed, it allows you to enter your article details in HTML form. So if you're utilizing specific marketing or branding images or teams, you can use the HTML content designer to get the look and feel more uniform to what you're used to and expected and putting out to your customers. We do have the ability to preview that. So whether you're using designer or HTML, we're going to be able to preview what that would look like on the portal. So that's super important. You're not having to publish things, take it off, republish. We want to give you the ability to, essentially publish it and, be done. So switching back to our customer self-service portal, we can see forums, and this is going to be utilized by both your agents and your customers. Now, you as the company can set up, these multiple forums that would allow customers to have authenticated access to add posts. We want the ability from an anonymous perspective to read the forums because, there's countless times where, you may not be a full registered authenticated user yet, but you still want some information, and it kind of just gives you a preview of what to expect. So, here we can see the sample forms, whether they're a general discussion forum or support forum. And, these avenues offer a way to customers to interact, directly with other customers and the company directly. So earlier we mentioned, the ability to provide feedback to a company. and also product enhancements. So I'm sure at least a few of you have, entered in a product enhancement request, with a product, or you might have thought yourself, it'd really be cool if, we could also have this functionality. And this gives you that ability. It gives your customers the ability to do that. So you can give them a forum for product enhancement specifically, and that may cue them to be thinking, how can I improve this? Or what am I not seeing today that I'd like to see moving forward? So, your customers can browse these, offer insights, get troubleshooting tips. So there's a lot of benefit to those forums being able to, kind of create those dialogues back and forth. And now that we've reviewed knowledge base, we've read the forums, it's time to open up a case in the system. So we're thinking again with our customer cap. So pay attention here to the slimmed down form you see. This is a major functionality win for customers, as it gives them just the absolute minimum amount of information needed to open a case within CRM. So we're talking about the title of the case, which is typically a descriptor of what's going on. You'll notice that the user logged in is the one that's automatically populated within the customer field. So, we're not having to, use the lookup to find our name. We're not having to put that information. Just by attaching our login, which is associated with this customer, when we look at it from the agent perspective, it's going to carry in their address, their phone number, their email address, any contact information that we're collecting, already within our system, it's going to be there. So you don't have to fill out that information anymore. You'll be able to select a case type and a subject from a predetermined list of dropdowns provided by the company. You'll be able to enter in a full description prior to submission, and you can attach any documents or screenshots directly at the bottom. Once you're satisfied with the information provided, you would simply submit the case and be on your way. And that's it. Straightforward and simple. So with the case being submitted by the customer, the agent can now view that case within Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service. So on the case screen, you'll notice a much more complex form with much more information available. This is incredibly helpful because you're providing your agent with the most information to give them a leg up in solving this case. Whereas the customer form we saw previously keeps the customer from getting frustrated trying to fill out too much information. The summary tab here shows all the pertinent information related to the customer. You can see the account, labeled here. Anywhere you see blue, those are hyperlinks to other records in the system. So you can go check out the company profiles. You can go look at the product attached to it. The timeline, which we mentioned earlier, this is showing all your related activities. This is going to include your emails, your tasks, your appointments, phone calls, all regarding this case. And on the right-hand side, we can see the knowledge base article repository. So this is a new form that they put out in recent years and have been adapting and working on and making improvements to. It's called Case for Interactive Experience. And what this will allow us to do is see all of the related cases. So using your topic, so talking about our product catalog here, it's going to not only search all cases to find any related cases using the same terminology, it's going to search all of our knowledge articles to ensure that, hey, maybe we have a knowledge article that deliberately talks about this one issue. So, we can go ahead and attach that knowledge article to this case. We can email it directly to the customer. We can, use the system to work to, for you to give you that adequate information. You're really giving your tools to your agents to support your customers well, which in turn, happy customer. The last thing I wanted to showcase here is the business process flow. Now that's that orange bar going across the top. This tells a story of the case. We've identified the problem, and now we're moving on to the next phase of the case, which is research. Since we're still providing research, since we're still trying to understand the issue, we haven't resolved it yet. We're still here. We can have time statistics, so we can understand how long we're in research, how long we're, identifying the problem, And then overall, we can see how long, this case was open from start to finish. So there's a lot of different analytics available, not only out of the box, but, with easily customized solutions. So if you have any questions regarding case management, forums, knowledge base articles, drop a question in the chat, and I'll be happy to discuss during our Q&A. So moving on to customizing the portal, this can be done via our drag and drop tools or just simple HTML directly within the website or backend within CRM. In our showcase, we saw differences in forms available for the customer and the agent. Creating custom portal-specific forms are key to portal adoption. So designing the look and the feel and the sitemap of the portal is simple and straightforward. Another important aspect of the portal is to mention that security permissions are designed to give the customers the proper access to see only their records. Whether it's an agent logging into the portal or a customer, you can create specific web pages for every single type of portal user. You're not going to allow, a random customer to see your entire customer list. There's security that prevents that. So you never have to worry that customers are going to see something that they shouldn't. So from a version licensing perspective, I want to kind of quickly highlight some important differences. Here you can see the available options to you as agents based on whether you have a professional license versus an enterprise license. The important thing to note here is that embedded intelligence and enhanced analytics and reporting are only available with the enterprise licensing model. From a pricing perspective, the standard licensing model includes the allowance of one portal per environment. Here we can see the unit capacity for logins. One thing to note here is that if you have someone logging into the portal multiple times per day, it still only counts as one single unique visit per 24 hours. And for clarification's sake, your external users are going to be your customers and internal users will be your licensed users for Microsoft Dynamics 365 service. So if you have more questions regarding licensing or pricing, we can have someone from Synoptech reach out to you with more information. And whether it's pricing, licensing, or just general functionality, we're here to help you. At Synoptech, our goal is to improve our clients' business practices, giving them the tools they need to succeed. So if you're interested in having a live demo, getting set up with a free trial, or you might be an existing customer that's looking for some general support, send us a message. We'll have someone reach out to you. So our last poll of the day should be up. Would you like us to give your team a demo of Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service? Now I know 80% of you have not seen it before, so we certainly hope that what you've seen today would encourage you, from a business perspective to look into it as a potential solution. So I just wanted to give a little bit more information about who we are. Synoptech is a global systems integrator, managed IT service provider that can transform your business for the better. We partner with organizations worldwide to help them navigate the ever-changing technology landscape. We build solid foundations for their business and we meet your business goals. Our service portfolio spans many different areas of technology, needs from the cloud, services, cybersecurity, business applications, BI, and product development. So now I want to see if we have any questions. And let me go ahead and double check to see what we have out there. So, some of the questions that, we're seeing. So how is Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer service better than other tools? And I can really speak from personal experience, being in the Dynamics realm for, approximately 10 years. I've seen faster and higher adoption rates utilizing Microsoft Dynamics over some of those other large competitors. So in terms of, better than, anything else, I think that this tool really is something that I believe in. And given the opportunity, I think it's something you would believe in as well. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Do you have stats that speak to how customer service has improved productivity for your client's service team. So we don't have any specific stats, numbers, percentages of adoptions, but we kind of, are talking with our clients throughout projects, throughout the implementations, and understanding, how the employees are feeling. We're getting a good grasp of what they're saying, how they're interacting with the system. Our projects are kind of handled in sprints, interactive approaches where we are discussing, a whole bunch of requirements. We're looking at development needs, and then we're going out and developing pieces at a time. And, we're working closely with these teams to understand, how this functionality works and plays well together. We see it in the excitement in their voices and how they're, looking forward to working, looking forward to getting off Excel spreadsheets. Utilizing this, all-in-one solution really gives them so much more information, so much more power and flexibility. They're just excited to be dealing with a solution that, kind of encapsulates everything. Okay. What kind of onboarding and training support can we expect from Synoptek if we outsource the implementation project? So really whatever fits your business need. So, we have dedicated training. We can train the trainer. We can provide, full document design of your solution. We can give you whatever you need to succeed. Not only do we want to prepare you for a go live perspective, but we also want to put you in a position that you feel comfortable and confident with the product, that you are able to onboard future employees, and really, show off that, you are happy to be, on Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service. Is the live chat option available in Microsoft Dynamics customer service, and how many languages does it support? So it does support chat. And I know that there's a ton of language packs available. We've had recent implementations where we've needed Japanese and Spanish. So we've definitely implemented those and supporting those languages. As far as how many, I'd have to get you an exact number, but I do know that it's a lot. We're talking, it's probably at least 60, 70 different languages. We do have the ability to incorporate translations for custom information even. So even if you are thinking to yourself, our system is super custom, we also need, support for French or Portuguese, that's really not a major concern. We obviously want to make sure that the translations are right, but, Microsoft Dynamics really has the ability to hold on to those things and put you in a, successful position there. And let's see, how are the analytics capabilities of 365 customer service? In short, comprehensive. The out-of-the-box capabilities and functionality, there's so much flexibility. Everything is based off of views. Views are based off your data, and you can create charts. So, think of pie charts, bar charts, line graphs. You can have multiple, charts in one, a sales funnel. We see that one all the time. There's so much out-of-the-box functionality. There's really something for everybody there. And then even if you're using something like, Power BI, that's within the Microsoft umbrella, we can integrate it easily, put those dashboards directly into CRM. So we have a lot of capability there. And I do see that 50% of our audience said they are open to a demo. So that's great news. And excited to hear that. So, with all that being said, I just want to thank you for your participation and attention today. We hope that you learned some valuable information regarding Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer service, and that we'll hear from you very soon. Thanks, everybody.